Courtney's getting into it. She wants to be like, there ain't no ring on this finger, is there, bitch? Where your ring, huh? You just go on some dates and you think all of a sudden you can get that man? Yeah! Who's talking now? And then when you get to the end of it, this is freaking sad. You get to the end of it and you strip away all the millionaire dollars and the luxury vehicle and the traveling, the expensive. What does she really want? If anybody takes anything away from this video, it should be that. That all this other crap that we put on top of ourselves is all bullshit. Hey folks, so a few days ago, Courtney Ryan dropped another of her videos where she asked 7 women what they expect the male's income to be, like their male partner's income. And if you remember anything about the last one, this is probably going to be really good, so I'm excited to check it out.
Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Courtney Ryan, and in modern dating, a lot of our happiness tends to stem from our expectations. And unhappiness specifically, and the trouble that I think a lot of people have, stems from unrealistic expectations. So in this video, I have a group of girls with me, and I'm going to be asking them questions about what they want their life to be like realistically, and also ask them questions about what they want their partner to be like, specifically highlighting male income and salary. I'm also going to be sharing with them some statistics surrounding male income and the median male income here in the United States for different ages. I also want to say before we get started, the point of these videos is not to make anybody look stupid.
She's already starting to laugh in her intro. If you notice, she already had like a smile creeping on her face, because you know she already knows what they said. So she's like, she's already prepped. She's already like prepped. She's just like, these people are gonna go off the chain. I mean, the title of her video is "He Has to Be a Millionaire." That's even worse than the last time, because the last time the one 24-year-old girl was like, "Oh, he needs to make 650," and then she wouldn't budge on her expectations because she's like, "I'm 24."
$500,000?
Oh shit.
Is that bad?
Oh.
You'd be willing to make any changes or compromises to the things that you want based off of hearing the statistics, like the house, how many kids, cars, vacations, you know, living in your nice neighborhood? Like, what compromises would you make? Or would you not be willing to make any compromises and this is just the life that you want? End all be all.
I just think at this stage in my life, because I'm 24, and I've dated a few guys, and that's still a goal of mine. Maybe if I was like 30 and, you know, my fertility clock was ticking.
Or to debate. That's just not who I am. That's not what we do on this channel. The point is to have a conversation and really confront these unrealistic expectations that we have surrounding dating, and specifically here around income. Just to start out, what's the ideal age for a guy that you would be looking to marry?
Like a 5-year gap would be good. So if I'm 28, maybe like he's in his young to mid 30s.
Okay, so like 33, we'll say?
Yeah.
Okay, and you're 28?
Yes.
Like 32.
32? Yeah. And how old are you?
22.
22, okay.
30, 35, like in that range.
Okay, so want to go like 33 to go in the
Yeah.
middle? Okay, and then how old were you? 28?
28.
Okay.
Between like 25 and 35.
Okay. Do we want to go with like 30 maybe?
25, 30. Or the age of 30.
Maybe like 30 if
yeah,
we had
maybe
to pick
like
something?
30-ish, yeah.
Okay.
Well, I'm 25,
Okay.
so I'd say the max is like 30 or 32.
Okay. Do we want to go with 30 just to be safe?
Yeah,
For like marriage or something like that? Okay.
at max.
Ooh, I'd say maybe like 26 or 27.
Okay. We'll go 20. How old are you? 21?
21, yeah.
They're already like at max. A lot of them are like 5 years. That's 5, 6 years at max. I don't understand that at all. Like I think you could probably go like 15 years or even 20 years. Depends on the person. Like depends on the person. Although this is what they say this, it doesn't mean it's actually what's going to happen, right?
Pick 26 or 27. Pick one.
26.
26.
29, 30.
Okay. Pick one if you had to.
29.
How much of the family income do you personally want to contribute?
I think ideally it'd be great if my husband were the
Oh, wait. I'll make my prediction. Nobody wants to go above 50%. Just like the last one, it was only one girl who went above 50 to 70, but the rest were all like, no, I'm going to predict not above 50%.
like main breadwinner,
Mhm.
and I would do like part time. That kind of thing where I had more flexibility, especially later on if we plan on having a family.
Okay, so
Mhm.
do we want to do like
I'd
25%?
say like 25%.
Okay.
Yeah.
Somewhere between 50-50 and 0.
Yes, exactly.
Perfect.
Stay at home wife, stay at home mom.
Okay, so 0%.
You know, ideal is stay at home wife or mom, but I wouldn't mind doing 50-50 as
Really? I'm so surprised. They're all saying, like, three of them saying stay-at-home wife or roughly that. The first one even, like, she said like part-time, whatever. Because like most of the time when you hear from like these women online, like these feminist women, they're all like, no, I'm going to be working. Like they want to do more. So I'm really curious, do they align themselves with feminist ideology and thought, or they're like want to be mothers and realistic or something? This is surprising. I'm surprised.
well.
Okay.
It's like crazy because I've never like really thought about getting married or have kids. Like I've just always thought of myself as just being like a hermit my whole life and just being alone. Not in like a really depressing way, just like that's just like how I always am. But if I was to have kids and everything, it would be like in a marriage situation. Yeah, I believe in like traditional roles like that.
Okay,
and
you
that
just don't
kind
know
of
if you
thing.
see that for yourself necessarily.
Yeah, but hypothetically,
Okay.
I probably want to be the stay-at-home mom with children.
Another one, stay-at-home mom. Okay, so it's like 0.
Got it.
Oh, it all depends on how much you make. I believe in 50-50. I think it all depends on breaking your own salary up. As far as like bills and expenses, again, depending on your salary, I think
Yeah.
it should go 50-50.
Okay, so we'll say 50-50. You have kind of the team mentality. Like we're going to do it together. We're 50-50. Okay.
I'd like to be 50-50.
Okay. And you said you just graduated school
Yeah.
to be
I'll be a clinical psychologist in a few years.
I like being the breadwinner now, but I think when I have a kid, I would want to be a stay-at-home mom.
Okay. So we'll say 0%.
Another 0%er. Okay, so it's only like it was like 2 of them who were like 50-50, and everybody else is like 0%.
Okay, so how many kids do you want?
I think 2 would be great.
Okay. And what about house size, like square feet, amount of bedrooms, bathrooms?
At this point, I'm not too picky, but definitely a house that would be comfortable, have enough space for the children and maybe a little room for extra, for visitors. Not too picky at this point, but definitely want to have a comfortable lifestyle.
Okay. And then what about cars? Do we like luxury cars, regular? What kind of brand are we thinking?
I don't expect luxury, but definitely, it's got to be a good quality car. Maybe look nice too,
Okay.
but not too picky with that either.
Okay, so like would you be okay with like a Honda?
Yeah.
Okay. And then what about vacations? Do you want to go on vacation?
Okay. I know. I said before, guys, she looks like a mom, and right now, what she's saying so far, I'm liking it. She's like not too picky about that. She's fine with a Honda. That's domestic. It's like $30,000 car. You get like a Honda Civic, Honda Accord or something. You don't gotta like go crazy. 30,000-40,000. I'm like, okay, this is like reasonable level stuff. Okay.
Vacations regularly, international, like how important is travel to you?
For me, I've personally lived abroad, so I would love to continue to travel. But I think at least once a year, going on like a vacation or traveling somewhere.
That's totally realistic. It's totally realistic. Once a year travel, sure. That's what I aim to do. Like once a year. It's just like a week or 2 weeks, right? It doesn't have to be like a month or something. You just go like a week, 2 weeks. You go, I don't know, you go to Mexico, you go lay on the beach, or you go like, I don't know, you go to Europe and you go check out like France or something. I don't know, just that's nice. That's reasonable. Like a trip a year, you put, like $5,000-$6,000 and you do a trip. Totally reasonable.
That would be great.
I want you to describe your ideal lifestyle. So to start off, how many kids would you say you want to have?
Like 3, 4.
Okay. And what about house size? Like square feet, number of bedrooms and bathrooms?
3.5 beds, 4 beds.
Okay.
Maybe like 2,000-ish square feet.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, that's
And
about
what
right.
cars? Do you want to drive a luxury car or just like a regular car? Like what brand?
I like luxury cars.
Okay. What brand if you had to say?
Like a Tesla, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about vacations? Do you want to
Elon Musk getting in there at the Tesla.
go on vacations regularly, international travel?
I'd like to,
Okay.
if it's reasonable.
How many kids do you want?
3. At least
Okay.
3 kids, yeah.
And what about a house size? Square feet or like how many bedroom and baths?
I definitely want like 4 bedrooms, 2.5 baths.
Okay. So maybe like 2,500 square feet. Is that enough?
Sounds good.
Okay. What about cars? Do you want a luxury car or a regular car? Like what brand would you want?
If I'm having a family, I feel like I would just want, like a regular car that's going to be reliable. Don't have to worry about it breaking down.
Okay.
But if it's just going to be like me and him in the beginning, I would love a BMW, a Benz. If it's
All
just
right.
me
So
and
you
him.
would appreciate a luxury car.
Mhm.
All right. And then what about vacations? Do you want a vacation regularly? International travel? Is that important to you?
That is very important. I love to travel, so both like international and just, going to like fun different places.
Okay, I thought what she said was really reasonable. Like, I think it makes sense. There's the two of you when you're there and you're working, because if you don't have kids, right, you're both working, you can have a BMW or something, right? You're just dual income, no kids, you're dinks. I don't know, that's what they call it here. So it's like, yeah, you could have the BMW. And then she's like, when you have kids, well, then maybe you don't, right? Like maybe she's driving, I don't know, SUV or minivan, like a GMC or something. I don't know, right? That's totally reasonable. And
So now, how many kids would you want?
I'll probably just say 2.
Okay. What about your house size? Square feet or like how many bedrooms and bathrooms?
Something modest, probably a ranch style. Probably not something like upstairs. Is that what it's called? A ranch style house?
a bungalow.
Yes.
Yeah, it's just something small and simple. Just like a bedroom for us, bedrooms for the kids. A nice backyard though. Probably a big backyard.
Okay.
Something like that. Nothing in the city, nothing around people, somewhere nice and quaint.
All right. You can live out your hermit life there.
Right.
Yes, we love that. What about cars? Do you want a luxury car or are you just a regular car type of gal? What kind of brand?
Right now I'm saving up to just get like a Honda CR-V. I just want like a nice SUV I could like road trip in and stuff. So
Okay.
I'm not really a car person.
Okay, something that would
A Honda CR-V is like, at least in Canada, it's like in the 30,000 range. It's not expensive.
work for your lifestyle. and
Something
fit
reliable
everyone.
with like low maintenance costs.
Okay, so we'll go
Yeah.
with a Honda. That's fair.
Yeah.
And then what about vacations? Do you like to travel? Do you want to travel internationally?
Yeah, so I don't really get to travel much, but yeah, like I said, road tripping, like that's like one of the things on my bucket list is to go camping in all 50 states. So that'd be something fun to do if I had a family. Vacations, yeah, I'd love to go a bunch of places. Like
That's not even expensive if she's gonna go road tripping, camping. That's like, this girl is super reasonable. A lot of these, so far, like 3 of these women or whatever, all the women seem fairly reasonable. This is completely different than the last one.
like India, Dubai, Thailand, countries like that. Always wanted to go and experience.
Okay, very
So,
cool.
Yeah, places like that.
All right, so travel would be important to you then.
Mm-hmm.
Now, how many kids do you want?
I have an older sister and a younger sister, so 3 siblings.
Mhm.
I would be okay with 0 to maybe 2 or 3.
Okay.
I don't want a bunch of kids running around.
Okay, we'll say 2 just for the sake.
Mhm.
What about house size? Square feet, bedroom, bathroom?
Probably a 3-bedroom. I think a yard is more important. I like big yards. I like being outside.
Okay.
What is it with all the women and like having a yard? It seems like a very common thing to like need to have a big yard. What are they doing in the yard? Like most of the time people like are inside, like they go to work, then they like cook, and then they just go downstairs and watch TV or something. It's just so weird that people keep talking about yards.
What about cars? Do we want luxury or regular?
Preferably not like a beater. I mean, unless you're saving money and using that for something else. As long as it gets you from point A to point B. I'm not super familiar with cars, but I always like Mercedes. Those are really nice.
I'm not super familiar with cars. As long as it gets you to point A, point B, Mercedes. There was so many other car companies in there. You could have just been like Kia. Kia's cheap. Could have got like one of those little Kia Souls or whatever. Isn't that one of their small one? Who has the Nissan Leaf? Little small car. It's like $16,000. I don't know. It's like under 20, I think. Hyundai Accent. I don't know if they still make those.
All right. What about vacations? You want to go on regular vacations? You want to travel internationally?
I don't travel super often right now, so I would love a guy who has some more travel experience. I would love to travel more and have someone to do that with and feel somewhat safe about it.
Right. Now, describe your lifestyle. How many kids do you want?
Oh, I want 4 kids.
4 kids, okay. What about your house size? Square feet or like a bedroom, bathroom? How many?
I'd like maybe like 7 bathrooms, just because if my kids get older and then like my parents get older, if they have to move in, and having enough room to like support everyone.
I feel like she has no facial expression. Like she always looks the same. Like I feel like when my kids get older, I would like them to move out because they would annoy the shit out of me. Yeah, I'm really pissed off right now. It's like nothing changes in her face except when she said I want to have 4 kids. She's like, I want to have 4 kids. Ah.
Did you mean 7 bedrooms?
Yeah.
Okay, you said bathrooms. I was like, that's a lot of bathrooms.
Oh, my bad.
Okay, so square feet, what are we thinking? 5,000, 4,000?
I guess 5,000. I don't really know a whole lot about square footage.
Okay, we're just going off the bedrooms then. Okay. And then what about cars? Are you a luxury car girl? Are you a Honda girl? What brand are we thinking?
I would like something like an Acura or like a Jetta, like still a nice car, but I don't really care for like the super duper bougie cars.
Got it. Okay.
Why? I don't understand. Why this is multiple women now who are like Jetta, which is Volkswagen, and they think Volkswagens are luxury vehicles. They're not luxury vehicles. They're the same as like a Honda, Toyota, Kia, Hyundai, whatever. Okay, whatever. I don't know. Maybe because it's German. They're like, oh, it's German. It's German. It's fancy.
Okay, and then what about vacations? You want to go on vacations regularly, internationally?
Yeah, I definitely want to go on vacations when I'm older. I want to travel the entire world. I want to go everywhere.
Okay. How many kids do you want?
She doesn't want kids. She wants Dalmatians. She wants Dalmatians. She doesn't want kids. Cruella de Vil does not need kids.
3.
House size, like square feet, amount of bedrooms and bathrooms?
Big house. 3 bedrooms probably at least.
Okay. What about cars? Do you want to drive a luxury car or a regular car?
Luxury car.
What brand?
An Audi.
Okay. What about vacations? Do you want to go on vacations regularly, international travel? Is that important to you?
That is actually. I do want to travel, definitely before I have kids.
Who has said that they don't want to travel internationally? If I remember correctly, I don't think anybody has said that. Everybody wants to travel internationally. I mean, like if you ask people like the ideal choice, is anybody actually going to say no? I just feel like everybody's going to be like, yeah, of course I want to travel internationally. Like other people do it.
So keeping all this in mind, the way that you just painted your life, what would your husband's income be?
Like 200,000 plus.
Okay, so she's already going in the top 1%, top 1.5%.
Yeah, like somewhere in that range.
200K?
Yeah, 200, 250.
Probably like 100K and up.
100K and up? Not too bad. I mean, that's probably what, like the top 20%? Okay.
If the average is like 50, maybe like 70 plus.
Okay.
Having budgeted like a vacation fund and a savings fund. Saving money, fun money, divvying
Okay.
it up that
So
way.
do we want to say like 70K, 80K?
Yeah, I'd say.
So she already kind of knows the average. She was a little bit high on the average, I think, by like 5,000, but whatever, she's pretty close. So she wants a top 25% man, basically, which, okay, gives her a lot more options than the other ones. So,
So.
And you also said you would contribute 50-50, so that's 140 total household income. Would that be enough? Does that sound right?
Yeah, I think that sounds great. Don't really know how much like kids and all that other stuff costs quite yet, so I think that sounds good.
It would probably have to be a little bit so that we could do these things, because nowadays it's really hard to do anything without any money. So I guess maybe like 80K.
Okay.
His income should
okay, so she also went top like 20%, which, okay, like more reasonable than last time.
be something close to
I'm scared.
about 160,000.
Okay.
Okay, so she wants like top 2%, basically, something along that lines. But she is looking for a doctor. She did say she wants them to be a doctor, so they're probably going to make that amount of money anyways.
And then you would contribute around the same amount?
Yeah.
Okay, because you said the 50-50.
I would like to say maybe 100,000
Okay.
at least. Yeah.
All right. Well,
Reasonable. More, well, let me take that back. More reasonable. It's 20%, more reasonable than the last girls in the last match. Again, top 20%. Okay, not bad.
we'll go with 100K.
Mm-hmm.
You'd have to be rich, unfortunately. This is so high, but I guess you'd have to be like a millionaire.
Why would they have to be a millionaire? I don't, is she joking? I don't know what's happening right now. I guess she's joking because she's laughing. I don't know if she's being serious. Okay, I'm going with she's joking.
So you wanted a 32-year-old who's making 200K.
Sure.
What do you think the median income is for the age that you specified? For a 32-year-old.
32-year-old. Like 70 maybe? 65, 70? Is it lower?
48,000.
Wow. That's actually crazy.
48,000.
48,000.
Median income for the age that I picked. I would say probably like 70K maybe.
It's actually $49,000.
Wow.
What percent of men do you think make $100,000
Yep.
at 33 years old?
Courtney, is it 23%?
Or like, what is the percent of men that you are wanting here?
I'd probably say maybe 30%.
It's actually 15%. The top.
What? I thought you said in the other video, Courtney, that 23% made 100K last year. I'm upset.
Not too shabby.
15%. So there's one age from 16 to 75 where the top 30% of men make $100,000. So you guessed 30%. So we'll try to guess what age that is, since you know it's not 33.
It's like 65.
Between 16 and 75, there's only one age.
I feel like 45.
73.
Really? Maybe I should go with the old man. Just kidding.
Is that out of your age bracket there?
Yeah.
Trying to take every job into consideration. 30-year-old, I'd say maybe 65? Between 65 and 70 for a 30-year-old?
It's actually 45.
Oh, okay.
And you were the most.
Realistic.
I love how they're like trying to take every job into consideration. Yeah, there's a lot of people who make like 30,000 a year. It's like there's a lot of people in that like 30, 35,000 range. I just know a lot of guys, well, not just guys, a lot of people who work in like those call centers and they get paid like $15 an hour, you know, $16, $17, $18 an hour. They're not making even 40, you know, it's crazy. And then they're like super stressed out too, because they're dealing with people who are like pooping on them all day.
Realistic one so far. So the fact that, yeah, no one's guessing it right, because it's way lower than people people
I mean,
think.
as long as you love your job and hopefully are investing it wisely, then I don't see a problem with it.
Well, that's the big problem is we say hopefully they're investing it wisely, but like more people are in debt in today's society or today's time than ever before. And they're living paycheck to paycheck more than ever before. So they're not investing it wisely. Oh, Jesus.
For a 26-year-old, what do you think the median income is?
I'm pretty sure it's closer to like 60,000.
It is $38,000.
Oh wow. Wow.
What do you think is the median income for the age that you specified? So a 33-year-old.
Mm-hmm. I would like to say around 100K, maybe 80K.
Oh, she's going to get a shock.
I'm not exactly sure.
It
But-
is a whopping $49,000.
Oh, oops. My like brain was somewhere else.
Oops is right. But it like if people didn't actually look this up, would you know that?
I don't even know. Maybe 50
Okay.
or 60K?
For a 30-year-old, the median income is 45.
Okay.
So you were close at 50. So what do you think is the median income for the age that you specified at 29?
I want to say like 60K.
45K.
Really?
She wasn't that far off, right? She's off by like 15,000, which was closer than a lot of other ones. And the fact that she guessed that makes me think, well, she's kind of like reasonable with her mind. So when she said you would have to be a millionaire and she was laughing, I'm like, was that serious or was that joking? Because I was kind of saying, oh, she must be joking. I don't know. She's like laughing and giggling in the video. Or does she literally view herself? She's like, I'm not average. I'm a top 0.1%, and I'm going to get that millionaire. Who knows? Maybe we'll find out.
Yes.
Okay.
Does that shock you?
Yes, it does.
So I'm just gonna put what you wanted in this little calculator here. So $1 million at 29.
I mean,
It's
I've met a few. I have met a few.
Okay.
Okay, you've met them, but you got a ring on your finger? That's not the ring finger. You got a ring on your finger? They might sleep with you. They might talk to you. They might take you on a date. But until you got a ring on your finger, you need to shush all this. Oh, I have a chance. I met a few. I this blah, 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 blah. No. 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 For anybody who can't hear audio, I'm trying to do a very clear no with my lips. Unless you got the ring on your finger, it doesn't matter. You can date them for like 2 years. Doesn't matter. You don't got it. You don't have what she wants. The $1 million man in your pocket or with you. Sorry. Sorry. Doesn't count just because, oh, I met a few. It's like so dumb.
Okay, we'll
It's
talk
possible.
about that in a minute. So it's a fraction of a percent. The top 1% of men are making 240 at 29.
Okay.
So you're about 800,000 above that.
That's why I'm single.
You said
So she's waiting. She's waiting for like the millionaire guy to come along. It's so freaking dumb. You know what she doesn't understand? You know what she doesn't understand? The best way to get with a man who's a millionaire is to get with him before he's a millionaire. You literally have to get with them when they're struggling, when they're making 50, 60, whatever. They're trying to do something in their lives to get ahead. And you have to meet that person and kind of suss out, oh, this person has drive, this person has potential, this person's going to go somewhere. And then you get with them and you help build that person up. You build it together. You help them. And they succeed and you succeed together. That is the best way to end up with a millionaire and to keep them. It's not to like down the road when they're already a millionaire or billionaire or whatever, being like, hey, pick me, oh my God. And I'm not saying it's easy. It's going to be incredibly difficult and hard to do either, frankly. But if you are with a man from the beginning, when he's struggling, when he's going through things, and you help him build something, you have a lot more staying power in that relationship than if you just come later on in life when he's already done a bunch of things. Because like, what did you bring to this? You didn't bring anything to where he got to. You just came in at the end. You're at the finish line. Just there with your top off, showing your boobies. Okay. It's like there's going to be tons of women doing the same thing. At the end of the thing, all showing their boobs. Pick me, free the nipple. I don't know.
160,000 at 26. That is the top 2% of men.
Oh, goodness gracious.
At 26. Yes. So think about the valedictorian at your high school, the smartest person you've ever met. They have a better chance of getting into Harvard than you do to find the 2% man.
What? You think the valedictorian is the smartest person at a school? My valedictorian was not the smartest person at our school. And didn't get into some crazy university or whatever. So that's interesting. I don't think that correlates, but okay.
Isn't that kind of crazy to think about?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
I'll give you this to kind of put it into perspective. So think about the smartest person from your high school, like valedictorian.
Okay.
If they were to apply to Harvard, they're 5 times more likely to get into Harvard than I guess you would be to find this 1% man. Because there's a 5% acceptance rate at Harvard. And yours is less than 1%. So it's actually probably more than 5 times.
So I'm going to be single forever.
I don't think she's listening. When I watch, like when I look at her, I don't think she's actually like listening and hearing it. I think she's just like, I'm on this show. I'm just going to be like, okay, whatever. And I don't think she's changing her thought or opinion at all. I don't think so. Just my opinion. Just my opinion. Maybe she is. I don't think so.
And just to make things make more sense, the median income never eclipses 61,000 regardless of the age.
Okay.
So 100,000 is, obviously way more than that, regardless of how old the guy is.
Mm-hmm. And 100,000 is still a lot. So
yeah,
Yeah,
over 70% of men never even make 100,000 once in their lifetime. So
yeah, that's true.
But there's one age between.
Yeah, that's true. She just learned the facts now, but she's just like agreeing. It's fine. Yeah, that's true.
The ages of 16 and 75, where the top 30% of men make $100,000. If you had to guess what age it is, what would you guess?
Maybe 50?
73.
Ooh.
What do you think about dating a 73-year-old?
Nope. No thanks.
Come on, they're waiting. They want a young chick. I mean, 50 years? What's the problem? 50 years younger? Don't worry, they'll be dead in like 10 years. It's fine. It's fine. 10, 15 years, then you collect all that money, you get all their savings. You'll still be like 40. You could surely find somebody after that. I mean, you probably have to date somebody who's also like 40, but
What is making girls want men who make so much money? Like for you personally, just think of your own experience. Like, what in your life makes you want that or think that?
I think you're exposed to other people's lifestyles. And I think that because the internet is so like big and you can see all these things, it looks like it's more obtainable than what it actually could be.
The negative sides of the internet right there. We're all connected, but then we all follow people who like have a lot of money and we're like, oh my God, look what they're doing. It's crazy. And not even like millionaires, but people just that make like good amount of money, like 200,000 or something. And then you just look like, oh my God, they're doing these things, and then you want that stuff.
Or is based on statistics,
Yeah.
But because everyone's flashing stuff, even if it's fake, it's like, oh, I can do that too.
Yeah, like that. What was that girl, the real estate? It was like some girl. She was like 10 or 12 or something, and she would like go around and be in all these like crazy fancy houses in California, like flashing money. Maybe she was 8. I don't know. She was fairly young, and she'd be like, "Oh yeah, blah blah blah. This is my house, nah, 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 I'm making all this money." And it was all like fake. It was like a real estate agent that knew her mom or something, or her mom was a real estate agent. Some connection. I'll find it and put it on the screen. You guys probably already know who I'm talking about. This was like several years ago.
I want that. And, yeah.
What made you choose $100,000? Like, how much is it? Maybe factoring in how much you make, how much people make. Have you ever dated a guy that makes that much money?
Typically, the guys I date, they make like 6 figures and more. So, and then like with my income, and then just know like the people who I attract, that's typically like their income bracket or where they're like heading towards.
Okay, so you've dated men who've made this much money.
Mhm.
And were you like official and exclusive, or was it more of like a casual relationship?
All of the above.
Courtney's getting into it. She wants to be like, there ain't no ring on this finger, is there, bitch? Where your ring, huh? You just go on some dates and you think all of a sudden you can get that man? Yeah. Who's talking now?
A mix of all of them.
Yeah.
What in your life, or maybe people you've dated, your background, what makes 70K like a good number for you?
I'm making a little less than 70K right now. I won't disclose that, but or any more information.
A little less. I'm making 45. Just a little less. Just a little less. No, she's probably like making 60 or something.
Like you said, 140. I'm not super familiar with all like housing costs and whatnot, but I feel like right now I'm at a comfortable place where I have some going to savings, some going to like investments, fun money, vacations. But yeah, I'd say
That's smart, what she just said for everybody listening. Some going to savings. You want to put like 10, 15% to savings. Then you want to put some into investments. So like maybe another 15, 20% in investments, the rest on bills and stuff, and then some obviously on your fun. You want to have like some fun money. Minority Mindset, watch it, YouTube. Good information from that guy.
that's a comfortable and somewhat realistic salary range.
And you said that you would marry a guy who makes less money than you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What made you say 160,000? Like, is it what you're doing for a living, your background? Have you ever dated guys that make this much? What kind of influenced your choice?
I've definitely never dated a guy who made anywhere near that, but currently, like, for a clinical psychologist, if someone were to get their doctorate degree, they're looking at about 100 to 140,000, depending on where they live. So that's where I was basing my answers off of.
Okay.
Yeah, which is what I thought, at least what I knew from my psychologist at a doctorate. I think she was making that much. I mean, they were charging like $200 and some an hour, like $220 an hour.
So what you're doing for a living, you're kind of taking that into consideration too.
Yeah.
Would you marry a guy who makes less money than you?
Depending on how much less, yes.
Because if you want 4 kids and you're going to contribute 50-50, what is your situation going to look like? Will you get a nanny? What are we thinking?
That's a good question. I guess I would have to get a nanny, but if not, then hopefully we would live somewhere locals where like our parents could help out as much as they could, an extended family.
Okay. All right. What made you say
Those free babysitters, your parents. Get them to sit your kids. Take your grandkids. Do it now.
100,000? Is it, relative to how much you make, or some people you know, or people you've dated, your background? Like, what made you say that number?
Honestly, now that I think about it, there are a lot of the guys I know that, my age, 28.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I guess like they wouldn't be anywhere close to that. So I don't know why I said that exactly, but I think I just have this image in my head of, you know, like social media. Like you see like all this lavish stuff and
Everybody says 6 figures, 6 figures. That's all you hear online. 6 figures. 6 figures can be 100,000 to like 999,000, 999,000. It's always 6 figures. But people usually when they say 6 figures, they're like 100,000. And like
all that business. But
Mhm.
I guess now that I think about my real life, it does seem a bit high.
So
because you need to, as I mentioned in other videos, go out and date some computer science guys. They will make that kind of money by 28. Okay, maybe by 30, but close enough.
social media kind of makes it seem like more people make that than they actually do.
Yes, I think so.
I think sometimes you don't realize that until you see the actual statistics, and it's like, oh, the median is actually half of what I'm asking for,
Exactly.
and I'm asking for a top 15%
yeah.
man at 33. So have you ever dated a man who makes that much money?
I have not.
Have not. Okay.
Mm-mm.
Would you marry a guy who makes less money than you?
That would be tricky. I make about like 50,000.
Okay.
So, I mean, that's kind of like average, I guess. But if he's making less than me, that might be a little difficult.
Okay.
I would like for him to make at least the same amount or a little more.
Okay.
I don't think that's unreasonable what she said to make the same amount or more than 50,000. Because there's a lot of people who make that kind of money. It could be like a plumber or electrician or something, you know, like he can be a trades guy. I mean, it's fine. Like he can make that. He could just work in an office or something. He can make that. Like that's reasonable. Then together they'll have $100,000 in their family, or a bit more, right?
So going
this
back
should
to
be
the
good.
number that you chose, $1 million, what made you say that number? Is it like your own income or guys that you've dated? Like what is influencing you choosing $1 million?
Guys that I've dated.
Okay.
Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. Where's that ring, bitch? Where's that ring? Oh my God. I ain't seen no ring on this finger. You ain't got no ring from some $100 million man. Jesus. He took me out on some dates. We drove in his limousine. And that's when I knew. After we had sex and he left me, he didn't call in the morning. That's when I knew. I'm worth $1 million man. That's all this bullshit, man. This is online dating and people in her DMs that have influenced this woman's mind. Unreal. Okay, that's my opinion. I don't know what happened.
But see, it sounds like money matters to me, but it really doesn't. Because, I mean, I'm fine on my own.
Mm-hmm.
But I do like to.
What do you mean fine on your own? What are you saying? You're going to be single? Or you make enough money that you don't care? So you're going to make a bunch of money, and then your guy's going to make no money, or I don't know, less money. And you're just going to be like, whatever, no issue. I'm going to be supporting him. But you also didn't want to do that. Didn't she say she wanted like 0%? Like she wanted him to support her? Was ideal? That was still when she was going for millionaire, though. So now she's changing her tune.
To feel like I'm being provided for.
Right. So those guys that you dated, were they guys that you dated like exclusively? Like were you official with them, or was it more of like a casual thing?
She don't want to answer this. Look at her face. Look at her lips moving. She's like, how do I work around this? How do I work around this? I'm not answering this question. I will make something up. I can't tell them the truth.
Casual for one, exclusive for the other.
Okay.
Well played, madame. Well played. Casual for one, exclusive for the other. Exclusive for how long, huh? Was it a month? Maybe she dated for 6 months. Okay, fine. Fine. How does she know it was exclusive? He could have been tapping something on the side. Ain't no ring! Ain't no ring!
Made you guess 80.
Because it sounded like a decent number that could like support a family without being too like extravagant.
Right. Something comfortable.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind working though. I'm a daycare teacher and I love it, so I
Aw.
wouldn't mind like still doing it. Also, I make a little bit of money off of like my music and
Yeah.
stuff. So because I make my own music, so I make like a little bit of money.
What kind of music does she make? I'm gonna guess like it's gonna be something off-brand, like very indie. Probably like I don't know why I'm thinking folk music. I don't know. I'm
Okay, so you have a couple things going on.
Yeah, so like that's why I would like to be a stay-at-home mom or wife or whatever, so I could like pursue those things and see if I could just make money doing things that isn't like an employee, like a job.
Right.
Like,
Just stuff that
I
you
know.
enjoy. Have you ever dated a man who makes 80K?
No.
No. What are the ranges of men that you've dated? Like, what do they typically make?
Just like average. I never ask them.
Okay.
Like I don't know. Like I don't think I've really ever talked about finances with someone.
Okay.
She's super honest, and I really appreciate that about her. Like, I really appreciate her honesty and straightforwardness. It's a very nice quality to have.
Okay.
To be honest, I've only had like one serious boyfriend my whole life.
Okay.
The others have just been like dates.
Would you marry a guy who made less money than you? Ideally.
Yeah, it would just be difficult, but
Right.
I mean, whatever. If you love them, then it's really not that difficult, I
Mhm.
suppose.
What made you say 200,000? Like, what about, maybe your background, you never knew? Have you dated guys that make that much?
Yeah.
What makes you guess, or what makes you want 200,000 at 32?
I dated a surgeon. So I think for me, it's like when you get exposed to a certain lifestyle when you're dating a person, you kind of don't want to date lower than that per se. But also, like with my company, I'm in that range. So I want someone making the same amount as me or more than me.
This is true, right? Like, we as human beings, it's like once you experience something, you're like, you always want higher. Like, I had Honda Civics. I had two? No, I had three. I had three Honda Civics. And then I was like, I went to a Honda Accord, which is bigger. And then I didn't want to go back to a Civic again. And then I just slowly went up. Now I'm driving like these SUVs and stuff that are more expensive than an Accord. It's just like you don't want to go back down. And not just cars, but like even in experiences. You date somebody who does a certain thing for you. And you're just like, wow, I just need that thing now. I gotta have that thing.
Right? Like someone who can maintain my lifestyle as opposed to like someone who can't. So if like they make 200K and I make 200K, like God forbid something happened, like I would still be able to cover life expenses with a family as opposed to not.
I had a friend, his wife was a travel agent. He went back to school with me, so we were both doing computer science, and he was like 33 or 34 at the time, whatever. And so his wife was working as a travel agent, making like I want to say like 50, like 45, 50, like like median sort of income. And they had a house. They had like a bungalow house, like 3-bedroom house, and they just cut back on like what date. They didn't travel. He just had like a Ford Taurus car, like a sedan. Like he used to have a Mustang. He got rid of that, got this Ford Taurus. Fine. You just lowered, what you did. They didn't have any kids, mind you. But like it's just like you just gotta just bring things down and you're fine. Like if something happened.
Kind of thing.
Right. So the fact that you've dated a guy in this realm kind of impacts, how you view men of a man that you would want to be with, I guess.
Right, yeah.
And then also where you're at financially. You
Yeah.
would want someone to be at your level or higher. So
Yeah.
then it obviously shrinks the pool of men that you're looking at.
Yeah, significantly.
And the guy that you dated, was it like exclusive? Were you guys official, or was it like a very casual thing?
No, like it was a relationship and
Okay.
he was doing a program, like a fellowship, and then he actually went home to where he was from, which was Dubai. So
Oh, so you broke up
we
because
broke
of
up.
that?
Yeah, because he left. So
Okay.
yeah.
I know a lot of guys, and I don't want to like drag nobody, but so many guys from certain places that come to North America and just like, doing their education, whatever, going to have a good career, and they know I will not be serious with any girl in North America. No. No. But they will be in a relationship and, you know, have an exclusive relationship, but they know they ain't marrying this woman. And then they go back to where they're from, and then they marry somebody in their own country. I've seen this repeated so many times in my life. I'm just like, oh my God. In some ways, I feel bad for the women that were involved, but I'm just like, probably should have known better. I don't know.
It's
Okay.
interesting.
Would you ever marry a guy who makes less money than you?
How much less?
Any less?
Yeah.
If a guy was great at 32 years old
Yeah.
in every single way except he made $48,000, would you date him? Or would that be too low?
Her facial expression there already, she's like, no. She's like, no.
48,000 is too low. If he was making like, if he planned to be the breadwinner, even like to me 80, 90K, I would go for, because if he's gonna be providing, right, I think that's more than fair. Yeah, but not too much less, because you still have to think like that's more like a middle class, upper middle class ish lifestyle.
Mhm.
That's like healthy to raise a family, but someone on 48K and you want them to be the provider, it just won't.
Right.
That's a middle class to upper middle class lifestyle, and that's healthy to raise a family. The wording there, not good. So all those people making like 40, 50, I'm sorry, but it's not healthy, and you heard it here. It's not healthy, and this is not a good way to be raising your family. Oh my God, this is like just people who been around a bunch of money, I guess. I don't know.
If you want to be
Sustainable.
a stay-at-home mom and he's making 48, take-home pay 35.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not gonna.
Right.
Yeah.
Would you ever marry a guy who makes less money than you? Like,
That's
would you marry the 33-year-old that you chose? The median income is $49,000. Would you date a guy who made $49,000?
I could. I just wouldn't want like somebody being jealous of like me making more. That would be the only issue. Like if they're fine with me like making more, then okay. But don't like be jealous and try to come from my pockets, you know.
That's
It's
a good
crazy
point.
because only over 70% of men never make 100K even once in their lifetime. Wow. Isn't that crazy?
That's insane.
I think in 2021 alone, it was like 23.4% of men made 100K, but that's for the entire workforce, men 16 to 75. So you have to assume most of them are older because it takes a while to make money,
Right.
you know. And only
Wow.
one age from 16 to 75 has the top 10% of men making 200K, which is what you wanted. If you had to guess, which age do you think it is?
Maybe like 35.
73?
75.
75.
Oh,
Jesus Christ.
Would you date a 75-year-old?
No.
No?
come on.
No.
What do you think after hearing that?
Holy mackerel. It's eye-opening. It's things, I mean, that's helpful to know when you're dating and, you know, salary comes up in conversation.
Mm-hmm.
I could date a guy that's making not as much money as long as like there's planning and like, I don't know, it's just a level of comfort, I guess.
What do you think just generally after hearing like the median income and the statistics that I shared?
Wait,
Like,
about
is
what?
it shocking? Is the median income of 49,000, like, is that shocking?
No, not really. Based on like a lot of a few factors, just the fact that society's gotten so expensive. Well, just everything in society is so expensive nowadays, and I don't know. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's not that shocking to me, honestly.
Right. It's hard to make money.
It's just hard. Yeah, it's hard to make money. Plus,
Yeah.
a lot of people are lazy nowadays and don't want to try.
After hearing the statistics,
I don't know about like people being lazy, not trying to make money. I guess like some people get like distracted with just like watching TV and video games and friends and going out. I guess so, or they get defeated by the system. But I think there's a lot of people who want to make more money.
of the 26-year-old making 38,000 as the median income, are there any compromises that you would be willing to make to the life that you just painted after hearing what the reality is?
I would make some adjustments because I do realize that when you're 26, you're probably not going to be making like the height of your money. So I would definitely adjust it to be a little bit lower, but not as low
She'd go like 180.
as like the 38K.
Okay. What is the lowest you would be comfortable going?
Probably 60,000.
Okay.
60. I was she was going to say 80. Okay, 60. Oh, okay.
So, what are your thoughts after hearing the statistics? Are you shocked? What do you think?
I'm pretty shocked by the statistics, but I also wonder like the education level of the average American to see like what that looks like in terms of like money wise or the kind of jobs that the average person does get.
She seems like a smart girl. I gotta be honest, the fact that she even asked that question, because there is actually stats that show, right, based on education level, if you obviously only finished high school, you're making a lot less compared to college and university, and you can see the differences in the money. I'll put it on the screen. It's, it does pay, at least to some degree, to go to university or college. Also keep in mind in what discipline you're going into. Like if you're just, I don't know, getting like a liberal arts degree and something that's not going to like be very useful. It's like you're either going to end up being like a teacher or I don't know. You're just not going to use your degree. Like it's just pick something that's like research the thing you're going to go into and see what it would apply to in sort of the work world and jobs. That's the best thing to do.
Would you be willing to make any changes or compromises to the kind of picture you painted of your life based off of hearing these statistics?
Shoot for the stars, But I think life is like about compromise, so you can't always have everything you want. So sometimes you do have to lower your standards a little bit.
What if the 33-year-old making 100K? What if he was great in every way, what you wanted for sure, but he was 5'5"?
5'5". That 5'5", I feel like I couldn't do it.
So the height is more important than how much the person makes. Yeah. Okay. So it's height and then it's income. We got it.
So you wouldn't compromise on the height, though?
No.
And only 14.5% of men are over 6 feet. So then when you're combining only 15% of men that you're looking for are making 100K at 30, 33, plus the 14.5% of men being over 6 feet, you're really limiting your options there.
Yeah. There's someone for everybody, though, so.
Hearing this, like, is there any kind of compromises that you would make to what you want after hearing the median income? Like, would you maybe not go for the Mercedes? Or would it be okay if the guy was 5'5"? That kind of stuff.
Yeah, cars to me aren't super important. Yeah, I mean, there's always compromises you can make. I mean, think like what are the odds that there's someone who's over 6 feet making six figures and is my age? Like
right.
That I understand that's
between
not that
20
realistic.
and between 20 and 40, I think the men who are 6 feet making six figures is like 2%.
Yeah.
So it's
Hey, I mean 2%. Somebody's got to marry him, right? Could be you, just not likely.
something
And
crazy.
I get that,
It's
but-
crazy. After hearing these statistics, like, what are your thoughts? Would you be willing to make any changes or compromises? Kind of seeing how rare it is what you're asking for.
Yeah, I think you have to, right? Because in my opinion, dating is also like competition. Like there's other people who are qualified and want the same things as you want.
Mhm.
So if you do want, like me, a family and stuff, you'd have to keep your options open. That's just me personally. Yeah. But long as it's not like, I know it sounds unfair to say, like 50K, 40K, 35K won't be sustainable for me personally, but like 80K, 90K is something reasonable. And I think more people make that.
That's just kind of like the idealized image I have in my head. But I consider myself to be a pretty flexible person.
Yeah.
So, if I fall deeply in love with someone that isn't able to give me those things that I'm thinking of, then I can compromise.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just go with what life brings.
She is quite realistic. She is quite realistic. I like her. I think, no, she's nice. She's a good person, it seems like.
The lifestyle that I would dream to have,
Mm-hmm.
he would have to have money. It's unfortunate, but like it's not a necessity.
Everybody would dream to have a lifestyle where they would have tons of money and do all these things and have a yacht and go on private jets and everything. Everybody would dream for that. Who would not dream to be with somebody or be in a relationship where you have all this money? You just don't make a plan for that. You're not like, that's all I'm going to accept, or I'm going to be single for the rest of my life. Holy smokes.
Necessity.
Like at this point, like, would you rather be single than settle for less than that?
Settle for less than the millionaire?
Yeah.
I would
Please.
not rather be single.
Okay.
I'm like it. I'm okay with settling.
Like if you were to think about it more realistically instead of thinking in terms of like dream life, like where the dream would be the million, what would be like a more realistic number or like the lowest number that you would be comfortable with?
Like they make a year.
Yeah.
100K.
Okay.
Oh my God. At least that's something. I was literally praying for her. I was like, please, please, God, please enter into her brain and deposit this wisdom. She said 100K. Okay. Still pretty high level, but that's fine. It was much more realistic than $1 million.
Yeah, you might have to make some compromises with that. What would you be willing to compromise if you were to settle for the guy who's making 100K?
Don't have to have a fancy car.
Okay.
Cute little house is fine. I mean, as long as we're happy and I have kids because I want kids.
Mm-hmm. So the kids are the only compromise that you really wouldn't.
Yeah, I would not. If they don't want kids, I wouldn't.
Okay. 100.
Oh my God. And then when you get to the end of it, this is freaking sad. You get to the end of it and you strip away all the millionaire dollars and the luxury vehicle and the traveling, the expensive. What does she really want? To have kids. That's her non-negotiable. To have kids and be a happy family. Holy. If anybody takes anything away from this video, it should be that. That all this other crap that we put on top of ourselves is all bullshit. It's all bullshit, extra stuff. And what's really important is the close-knit relationship you have with your husband, your wife, whatever, and your kids. And that you're all happy and fun. You guys could literally just be sitting at the table playing cards or playing, I don't know, Nintendo Switch together and Mario Kart or something. Right? Like, and just laughing and having fun, taking your kids to baseball or ballet or whatever it is that they do. At the end of it all, we get to it. It's actually sad that we put all these things on top and then we wonder why people don't get together because they don't actually think about what is it that I really want at the end.
$100,000 at 29 is the top 11% of men at 29. So still pretty small, but more realistic than the millionaire for sure. The median income never eclipses $61,000, regardless of the age, 16 to 75. Crazy.
That's actually surprising. I would see that like for women, but for men, that's surprising to me.
And what do you
She would see that for women, but for men, that's surprising. You know, what's also surprising is America is number one, at least in 2020, for paying the most on average, and is generally up in the top few every year prior. So it's not like you're going to go to another country and it's going to be better.
think makes you think that there's more millionaires than there are?
Because I know a few.
Okay.
So it's just surprising that I even know that one.
Right. So you feel like it's so shocking that you know the 1%, so you feel like there has to be more if you know one.
Yes.
Kind
and
of that kind
I've
of.
seen people do it, especially now with like social media and influencers. Like I feel like there's so many of them out there.
Oh my God, there it is! There it is! Social media and influencers. Those few influencers that you see throughout the world, they don't necessarily live in your country. potentially making millions of dollars just because there's PewDiePie, right? Millionaire, right? On YouTube. I don't know who else, like there's a bunch of them, right? There's Mr. Beast. Makes multiple millions. And what is there one thing that he took away? There was an interview he did with oh geez, I'm forgetting his name now. The jiu-jitsu guy who wears the suit and tie. Anyways, I put it on the screen. He did an interview with him, and he said that was the one thing that he took away from being at the top of the game in YouTube and making all this money, is that he was surprised at how little amount of people there were also at the top on YouTube, like doing this thing. He was like, they're all small fry. There's only like a few of us. Only a few of us. It's the same thing with this, with millionaires and that. They're not just all running around. Oh God. Social media influencers, get the frick out of here.
For now. I think social media makes it seem like there's a lot more than there are. And I think a lot of like influencers and just people that are on social media make it seem like they have way more money than they actually do.
Yeah.
I have noticed as I've gotten older, people buy things that they cannot afford.
I am one of those people.
Sorry, did she just admit that she buys things that she can't afford and then wants a millionaire? Holy God. It's like the worst thing anybody can do. And I know we've all done it. We've all done it. We shouldn't do it, but we've all done it. Is buy things that we can't afford. And then you're like, you have a credit card payment, and then you're like paying interest on it, and then you're trying to pay it off, but then you want to spend more. It's just like minority mindset. Go watch his YouTube channel. Learn how to save your money. Learn how to invest your money. Learn how to not get debt. Learn how to be a little more frugal. Even if you make like $30,000 a year or $40,000 a year, it's valuable. It's more valuable the more money you make. It's valuable for everybody. I'll put it in the link below as well. So that's it. Courtney's done a great video again. I actually thought this one was not as mind-blowing, I guess maybe because I saw it before, like in a previous one where it blew my mind with some of them. These women seem more realistic overall. There were some really great lessons in this one. So I hope everybody got a chance to watch this full video and just think on some of these things for your own life and for how we perceive things in our own lives, and also how we spend and what our expectations are and what's really important in our lives, because there's just so much more than the things we waste time on, or that we look for, that we say were our preferences, I guess. At the root, it's really basic, and that's what we should be focused on. And all the other stuff is nice to have. So thank you, Courtney Ryan, for this great video. I really appreciate it, and I hope you appreciate it as well. Please go to her channel, watch the video, like and subscribe to her as well. She's amazing. She brings us great content like this. And please like and subscribe to my channel as well. That would be great. Thank you so much, and I'll see you guys next time.